Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is going to be our look at the market leading stocks for the coming session. It's going to be for Monday, June 30th, 2014. A couple special instructions here that Monday, June 30th is going to be the last day of the month, and probably more importantly, the last day of the quarter. What we're winding up with today in the NASDAQ patch is a little bit of an upward bias. One thing is we're mostly down on volume. There's a lot of deviations here to the downside in volume, as you can see. So there's a lot of signals here, but a lot of them don't have a whole lot of volume behind them. One thing that's trading good volume today is Entertainment Arts, EA. That's trading to the downside, almost 1% below the day's open. So that's going to be a fairly negative candle on the daily chart. Apple putting in an upside CPS. The volume's not great, but it's getting some good distance here above the open, and it's nicely above the VWAP today. It's right on the highs right now. Win Resorts is a little weak, but unfortunately that's got a light volume, so it can't make too much of that. And Tesla's having a strong day on a fairly light volume, but it's a little less than 2% above the day's open. Moving on to the financials, a little different picture here, a little different look from the scans. We're a little bit to the sell side here, but again, everything's mostly light volume. MasterCard does have some decent volumes, trading the best volume of the group, and it's 1.2% above the day's open. Looking at the energy names are a little bit better for sale, but there's not enough to really call a bias here. Really light on volume for the most part here, and Schlumberger is putting up an upside CPS, 1.5% above the day's open, so that might be one worth watching. Looking at the generals, a little bit to the downside here. VMware has some decent volume, and that one's trading to the downside. Just the volume might be enough to make it worth putting on the list for tomorrow. Best Buy BBY almost 2.5% above the day's open, just missing qualifying for a deviation there. Housing names, Hovnanian still following through to the upside. That one's got an upside CPS, and that one's got excellent volume again today. Not much doing the transports. The transports are really pretty quiet. We're getting a contra candle in Norfolk Southern. And finally on to the commodities. Contra candles to the upside in a couple of these names, so a little bit better to buy, but there's really nothing to hang your hat on. We've got decent volume following through on Alcoa, but there's very little movement there versus the open. It's a little bit above the VWAP, but nothing impressive. FCX, Freeport Copper, is having a pretty strong day, but unfortunately that one's on light volume. All right, folks, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight.